This video is sponsored by 2E0 ERO magnetic loops and beams. Prices start from £110 for the basic loops. Email me directly at 2E0UKH@gmail.com for a discount code, saving you £10 to £15. Right, hi everybody, this is Chris 2E0UKH, and I just wanted to show you a more in-depth look at the FT3D from Yaesu. This is the colour screen. I've zoomed right in on the screen so you can see all the action. You can see, I've got it in a single line mode. You can alter that by long pressing the A, B, and it will look like that. I prefer it with a single line. So I'm in a VFO, you can see that, and if you tap on this, you can change the frequency as you would expect. Now you've got buttons on the bottom, touchscreen buttons on the bottom. Some of them are greyed out because they're not suitable in that mode of operation. Some of them lead to lots of other menus. And the whole of the screen is a touchscreen. There's nothing there to click on. It's not going to bring anything up. But later on that will be used in another menu or mode. So just wanted to show you a close-up of the screen so you can see the quality. Just going to zoom out a bit and show you the controls on the side. So you've got press to talk there. You've got monitor and moni and T call. You can set it in the preferences in the settings. I've set it to just monitor what's below the squelch, but you can have it to open a repeater on tone call. Not something I've done very often. On the side here you've got squelch. Now you see I've got a volume. The volume is the lower knob. It can be altered to the top one.
It's not over Yaesu radio, so your radio may not be...
But look at the volume changing. It goes red when I turn it up.
I got the SCU 19.
So the lower knob alters the volume, and a press of the squelch button on the side will alter the squelch. Now I have had two lines on at the same time, one on the top, one on the bottom, with different volumes, so that's quite cool. You can lock the touchscreen and the keypad so that only the knobs on the top do anything. So you're not going to mess it up when it's in your pocket. I think transmit will still work. But there are different settings, what you want to lock. It's not just how I've got it set here. And you got your normal connections on the side, micro SD, data, mic, external power. So the general operation of the radio goes as follows. I'm in VFO mode. If you wanted to go off and search, you can press take the lock off. If you wanted to go off and search from VFO, and it's very fast, you can go scan. So it's very fast. If you wanted to type in a frequency, go back to my hotspot. So I'm back on my hotspot. I'm in VFO mode. Now Long press of the AB and you'll go between the 1 or 2 line display. And some of these buttons have double features, some of them don't. Back will take you back. If there's nowhere to go, back. It will stay there. Long press of back doesn't do anything. Press display and it goes through different GPS options. You can see how far someone is away from you. Long press display brings up another menu full of stuff. It's mainly for setting up repeaters I use it for, but we'll look at that a bit later. Band, pressing band goes through the different bands. This is the wires X button. This is GM. A and B, that goes between the top line and the bottom line. If you have it in single line, it alternates. And if you have it in dual line, it swaps them over. VFO and memory. Long press of that didn't do anything there. Right, so I'm going to show you the different views you've got on GPS. It will show up to 4 different contacts and their direction and distance away. So you can see N7 UVA is 5,238 miles away. If you tap on that, you can show it in this view. You can zoom in and out. There's other GPS views. So back to the normal view. Pressing the GM button, press it again, you go to this view. Pressing display goes to this view. So that's a person, that's the distance of that person. There's quite a lot of GPS views I've found. You can also show this view. I mean, this is one of the best views, isn't it? Where it shows different people, their location, direction from you and distance. You can also display this one in a dual line mode. So let's just go back to the normal view. If I change that to dual line mode by long pressing AB. It's not populating at the moment, but in both single and double view mode, you can see the GPS information. Notice the independent volume and squelch. You know, the top one has got no volume, the bottom one is on squelch. If I see if I can do independent volumes, so you can see the bottom one's got about 50% volume, the top one's got none. Right, so I'm going to show you wires X control. Now I'm connected to my hotspot, so it's not the complete wires X experience, but it's pretty good. It doesn't put them in the right order, you know, it puts them in alphabetical order. When you're going through a hotspot, you really, you know, you want to see what the busiest rooms are at the top, and it doesn't do that on a hotspot. You have to be on going through a repeater to see it in order of popularity. So I'm connected to my hotspot. Tap the X button. Now notice this, look, right, it's on B. You cannot access wires X if you're on B, so if I swap it over to A, it'll work. So I'm in the wires X controls, and you can see I'm connected to America Link. Now if I search, this is what C1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are wires X categories, and in there there's independent channels. So you can store quite a few rooms. But you can search for stuff on here, it's quite easy. Just type in the word CQ, very responsive touchscreen, CQ. Someone was talking, I think it was because it was keyed up, it wouldn't enter that. So I've typed in CQ, and you can see all these rooms. I'm using the clicker on the top. And normally the menu structure is you select your item using the up and down, and you press display to go in there, maybe not. On some menus you press display and that selects it. So I'm on USCQ, California. If I like this station, I can add it, and it asks you where you want to add it, this room, so you could put it in one of these categories. You could make a category and put the channel in there. So I'm keep pressing back. See, that's what I'm connected to now. And to disconnect from wires X, you just long press that, long press the X button. Right, so finally, well, I'm going to have a quick look at the menus so you can see what the menus are. From the main screen, all the ones you're going to want to use quickly are on this function button, FMW. Things like transmit power, scan channels, search channels, recording, you can record, start recording, you can play the files back, This is a clever one, PRCVR. In there you can, it's automatically already got all shortwave stations in, and marine and a few other categories. And if you enter that, you can just cycle through the channels and scan them. So this is just the first page on the FW button. That's the second page. This is where you'd set up your squelch type and your code. You've got an LED light there. So I'll press back and back again. So that's one lot of menus over 2 pages. And there's some more menus in display. You have to long press the display button. So in here, it's just this one page. Transmit RX. In here you can do things like turn VW on and off, the high quality mode, memory, signalling. If you're used to the way Yaesu operates, you'll instantly know what's in here. You know, squelch types. You've got scan, GM, wires X. If you go in there, I think you can manage and edit and remove rooms, configure. That's quite a big menu, so I'll go to the top. Auto power off, that is. That's a good one actually, that comes in handy, saves a flat battery. Beep, busy, clock type. Option 10, that's where you set the button on the side for monitor or tone call. Timer, password. Repeater shift. So you can have simplex plus or minus. Repeater shift frequency. You can have 1.6, you can have anything you want. 1.6, 7.6, 9. Step rate. Date and time adjust. Talk out timer. VFO mode. I think this is about searching, whether it would search just the band or just go from 0, because it goes from 1 to 999 megahertz. So back, you can choose it to just search the band or all. This is the dial and knob change on the top. You can reverse this thing. So top is dial, bottom is volume. Press change, it just alternates. So that's a quick look through that menu. APRS. GPS unit, that's where you'd set miles or kilometers or miles per hour or knots or whatever. APRS call sign, my position. SD card. This is just about formatting it, backing it up. You can back up all your settings to it. I haven't really put many channels in yet. I've got a bit of a crappy card in mine. Just what, you know, and it works. I can do recordings, put recordings on there, but I can't format it. But I have spoke to Bob, K6UDA. He said he could format his okay, so it must be to do with my memory card. This is a Kingston 16GB. Options. This is where your Bluetooth options are. It's what you're going to use in here most. Bluetooth, I couldn't get it going in the car because there isn't an option to enter the PIN number that's displayed on the car stereo. So Bluetooth is a bit lacking at the moment, but it works with the odd headset. I've heard mixed reports, but it doesn't have a thorough Bluetooth menu for entering the PIN number like the Anytone. Call sign, I mean, you just put call sign in there. So I press back, we're back to the main menu, and that's quite a bit more thorough look round the menus. Nice close up of the screen. General operation, wires X, GPS, and so far I think it's a remarkable radio. Things I don't like about it, or you know, things that need working on. I think the receive audio quality is poor, considering the price. It's nowhere near as good as the FT3D. Very tinny and flat. You need some equalizer menus, tone controls, presets. Bit like on the ID51, you can say there's a tone setting. You go to receive and you can alter the treble plus and minus, and you can alter the bass plus and minus. It needs that on there. The Bluetooth is functional, but over time I guess there'll be more devices compatible with it. I mean, their own headset's going to work, we know that, and a lot of people are getting their own headsets to work, but car stereos use a different type of Bluetooth security. You know, they ask for PIN codes and you enter them on the radio, and if that option's not there, they're not going to talk to each other. It doesn't, you know, when you change power level, it doesn't show it on the screen. I think that's found that a bit awkward sometimes. You know, when you know where these things are, it's easy. Function, transmit power. You know, that's on low. If I altered it, it doesn't say on the screen there what power you're on. You know, this, for me personally, this is wasted up here. TX, you know, I'm not looking at that. That could show my power. But there again, why can't we have it in this big space here? Have power, transmit power shown there. That would be a good idea. Anyway, it's early days. It works, it's functional, it's a remarkable radio. But it's got a few things that need to be ironed out. Very good touchscreen, by the way. Right, 732E0UKH.